We are here with Martin Storm, who is the CEO of BMM, the International Testing Lab and Consultancy, which is by nature of its business on the cutting edge of a lot of changes in the gaming industry, so we'll get a chance to touch upon that. But my first question, Martin, is how did you enjoy San Sebastian, Spain?
What a great question. I loved it. I've never been there before. We have a business in Barcelona, which is now over 100 people. And I'm always going there, but I'd always wanted to go to San Sebastian. So my wife arranged things and we went there. And our daughter, who lives in London, flew in for the weekend. And we managed to have some decent food and some exceptional food and a lovely weekend by the sea. So it was tremendous. And on Sunday, a few days ago, I drove from San Sebastian to Barcelona, jumped on a plane, went to London, stayed overnight at the Hilton at T3, caught a plane to Dallas to Vegas, got here last night, went out to dinner with clients. So San Sebastian was only really 2 days ago. It was pretty good.
It is, that's amazing what we take for granted today. It's been a busy year for BMM. Tell us what you've accomplished in this past year and where you go from here.
Thank you. It's been a great year for BMM. We've put on more than 100 people this year, mostly in the service delivery or technical testing areas of the business. Demand for our services has grown so dramatically that we just seem to be hiring, 2 or 3 people a week all year. So that's been very exciting. Our customers' businesses have been growing, so that's good for us because we service them. One of the big changes we made last year was that we globalized the business. So we went away from an entity and regional structure to a global structure. And that's been a really challenging area for us as we've gone away from looking at a business as being geographical to looking at the business as being global. So how do we take one part of the business and do it the same way everywhere, all over the world? And there's so many parts to our business today, whether it's math testing, whether it's product compliance testing, whether it's QA testing, whether it's product security testing, whether it's sales or marketing. We're trying to do all those things globally and standardize on our processes and our procedures. And that's been really, really a challenging and exciting part of our business. So what came with that was a lot of new hires as well. So from the time I saw you till today, we've brought on board a lot of new executives. Laura, who's here today, was one of those executives a year ago. And we've been globalizing the business. So we've been globalizing the business. We've been hiring a lot of people. We're seeing a lot of new growth in our customers and their technology and the things that they're doing there. And we're also growing. So it was another record year for us, and well, we're just lucky, I guess.
Yeah, or good. By the way, you made mention of Laura. That's Laura Olson Reyes.
Yes.
Who is probably this industry's most outstanding marketing public affairs person.
You know what? It was an honor for her to decide to come and join us.
Martin, by virtue of your business, almost by definition, you see trends emerge in the gaming industry. What are some of those trends, maybe including some that people aren't talking as much about as they will be a year from now?
Right. Well, look, there's a lot going on in the industry. Our side of the business, and probably it's true for the manufacturers as well, we're driven by multiple external factors. One of those factors is technology. What are people doing today or doing for next year or developing today for next year that will affect the way we do our business and how we service them and what regulators see in the market. There's also new geographies as an external factor. So everybody's pretty aware, I guess, of Japan and Brazil and markets that are emerging. And Brazil particularly now is the one that's captured everyone's imagination. So we're dealing with the geographical expansion of our business and what customers want to do there. We've done so much business from Europe and North America going into Brazil, and we've barely even got started in the market. Every day we have new business for Brazil. So that's super exciting. And so that's driving some differences for the way we go about our business. But also on the technology side, we talked about AI earlier. You know, AI, there was a report that came out a week ago saying that 84% of software development managers are now using AI as part of their software development lifecycle. And yet they're not getting the results they hope to get in the future because it's still so nascent, very early on. So there's not enough skilled resources available. They're still grappling with compliance and regulatory issues. They're looking to get an ROI that they haven't managed to get their hands around. But if 84% of software development managers are using AI already, that means 84% of people in the gaming industry are already using it, probably. So our customers are using AI now to think about design and new features and new ideas and new concepts for their products. So whilst we don't have to test the AI, it's having an impact on the kind of games they're going to build. And of course, AI will affect every aspect, whether it's a system, whether it's a game, whether it's the way a casino manages their patrons. So AI is a huge part of what's going on today. And then sort of hovering in the background, we've got crypto and blockchain-based systems. We're doing compliance testing for those systems, mainly in Europe. The regulators there are a little bit more open to new technology. We're not seeing any Web 3.0. I just had a conversation with somebody about NFTs for trading cards, for sports trading cards. So there's all sorts of things going on with new technology, and that's pretty exciting. The thing about gaming is that it's always a slow burn. It doesn't happen overnight. Regulators are cautious by nature, and therefore customers will generally push the boundaries and then hope to drag the regulators along with them and drag us along with them as well. So we're going to the regulators on behalf of the customers to talk about new technology all over the world. So they're the kind of big drivers, and maybe one thing sitting outside of all of that would be cybersecurity. So that's another really critical area of the industry. I guess every business going forward. It's not just gaming. It's not just casinos. Right. In fact, we've already seen some of the biggest casinos in the country or globally get hit by hackers in the last 12 months. So there is going to be no business that will be immune to hacking. And you get hit once, you'll get hit again, you'll get hit again. It's the new form of bank robbery without anyone leaving their lounge room.
But the good thing is all of that requires certification, requires BMM.
Yeah, well, that's right. We're doing product compliance work, which means that whether it's across security for products, whether it's across mathematics, whether it's across the compliance of the product to meet regulations in any given market. One of the fastest growing parts of our business is true quality assurance testing, where we're actually doing testing before it even gets to the lab, just to make sure. Some people call it pre-compliance testing, but we actually go deeper than that. So we actually do performance, security, functionality, usability, before it gets to the point where they would give it to the lab. And of course, having seen it early gives us the opportunity to understand what's inside that product. I think that we can make products better than ever, so that when they go into the field, into the casino or into the pub or the club, they're actually a much more safe, secure, robust, stable, reliable product. And that's what regulators want. They don't want trouble. So we're doing all of that work, and of course we're doing all the cybersecurity work as well. So, we've got lots of customers. We're doing a lot of penetration testing. We're outside of pure product compliance. We're doing organizational stuff. We're doing risk assessment management platform work. We're doing secure operations center work. So we're doing a lot in the space. And, we're not unlike our competitor in that way, but we're matching them. We're going toe to toe. So it's good fun.
You mentioned the regulators wanting to be being conservative by nature. one thought that I've had is that, at least on the marketing side of what can be done with artificial intelligence, is there's really a lot of public policy issues there. Because if you know so much about your player that at any time you can hit that person's hot button, then you also maybe cross the line at some point from maximizing the value of that player to manipulating that player, in which case you definitely need some sort of regulatory policy decisions as to,
Yeah, there's
what you
that.
can and cannot do.
That's true. There's the responsible aspect of
Right.
it all. And look, everything that we use whenever we go onto the internet, we use Google, we use YouTube, they are tracking things that we do, and then they're enticing us to do more. And that could easily happen in gambling. And you're right, it will require some public policy and responsible gaming. But I think that that's going to evolve over a period of time. It's important that you don't overfish, because then you've got nothing for tomorrow. So we need to take care of people along the way. In the end, it's a form of entertainment, and we do have a moral responsibility and an ethical responsibility to help protect those who aren't protecting themselves. So we're going to have to find that balance, and you're right, AI will be able to exploit a lot of that.
So when folks go up to your booth this year, what do you want them to see?
Well, I think they're going to see a few things. One is they're going to see a whole new booth. It's a bit personal, but I've bought some property in a development in Melbourne, Australia, as a retirement property, and it's within a development that is both apartments or homes and a hotel. And the hotel is the One Hotel brand, which was established here in the United States. And it's a fabulous brand, and it's all very kind of organic, natural, environmental, etc. And so when you go and see the BMM booth, you're going to see some of the influences of the One Hotel brand on how we look at our booth today. So I've been working with Laura, and we've been looking to sort of change the image a little bit of the company. And part of that speaks to brand promise. And the brand promise is that we always want to be caring for people. We always want to engage with people in a way that we're listening to them, just as kind of nature listens to itself in its quiet. And so we've picked up on some of those themes. So the first thing they'll see is a different booth, and the booth looks fantastic. So congratulations to Laura and the marketing team, Sam, Nikita, Jacob, Mark and Amanda, who've worked so hard to create that environment for us. But also you'll see that we're not just BMM anymore, we're the BMM Innovation Group, BIG. So within BIG, we have three core businesses. We have BMM Test Labs, which you would know, Frank, and we have Big Cyber, which is our cyber division that does a lot of specialized security services for companies. And we also have RG 24/7, which is our digital platform for providing training, education and training around responsible gaming, as well as a whole bunch of other things. And a lot of people, we've got, 40,000 potential users of our responsible gaming platform. And I don't know if we spoke about it last year, but my father was a very serious gambler. And the moment we had an opportunity that we could give something back to the industry around responsible gaming, we did. So that service is free of charge. So we've now got up to a potential 40,000 users. And I think within 4 or 5 years, we'll have 500,000 users in the gaming industry. We'll dominate that sector. And the content that we've built, it's all video based. It's a fantastic product set. Wendy Anderson is the CEO, doing a great job of building that business. And we've got customers everywhere, all over the world now. And it's just growing so fast. So that's our third business. So you'll see that on the stand, RG 24/7, Big Cyber and BMM.
Sounds exciting.
I'm excited.
Martin, thank you.
Thanks, Frank. Good to see you.
Good to see you.